fucking derail. I had the perfect segue to the game I was going to talk about.
Let's bring it back, baby.
No, we were having fun instead.
And then Eva happened. Jason, would you say that Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity is a certified Jason game?
I think maybe it is, because I'm actually enjoying the combat.
Are you?
Yeah, a little bit.
I played some of that thing.
It's very Dynasty Warriors.
God help me. I cannot play. I am playing a Musou game.
Yep.
Because they made it look like Breath of the Wild, and I feel like a gigantic sucker. Because it's really just one of those.
Yeah, you are a gigantic. Okay, yes, established.
It sure does look and sound like Breath of the Wild.
That is one of the characters. Is a giant sucker, actually.
It really look. They turned everything.
It's got all the visual trappings and audio trappings of a Breath of the Wild game.
They turned everything from the paraglider to surfing on the shield into combo moves.
Hell yeah!
That you deploy against dozens of enemies at one time.
Yep.
Is there weapon degradation?
I don't think so.
Do you cook?
You definitely cook.
Yes. Yeah, there's cooking. There's blacksmithing.
Because I had a Breath of the Wild save on my Switch, I unlocked the training sword for Link.
There you go. Yeah, and it's not a bad sword. I'm actually still using that.
It's my highest level
because I keep
sword
upgrading it.
I could tell you that 935 was the number of Moblins and Lizalfos that I killed on the first level.
The first level?
935 KOs. So
yep.
It's one of those.
I hate that I'm falling into this trap because all of this kind of sounds okay.
Don't do it.
Also, so it's set like, what is it, 100 years or something before Breath of the Wild? Like,
yeah,
it's set during
like
the calamity that resulted in Breath of the Wild being set in a wasteland.
Yeah, this little guardian dude kind of travels back in time to foretell events.
That's what I was going to mention. Is it's at the point where those the spider robot guardian things from Breath of the Wild, like those things are like overrunning the kingdom. Mm-hmm. There's a full-on like chibi infantilized one of those that is just straight up BB-8
oh my God,
running around.
Paimon?
Like it is just a tiny little like baby one of those.
Kind of cute. He's a baby droid
that beeps like a droid and runs all over the place, and it's that thing. I don't know, man.
It is that thing.
How's it perform like on a Switch?
Not
great. Yeah, I've tried handheld and docked, and it's running 30 frames per second.
If that. I only played it docked, and it's pretty chunky.
Yep.
So
after a while, you kind of get used to it. But like when I've been playing, stuff on Series X and PS5 and everything's running 60 frames per second now, that makes that 30 frames per second really stand out that much more. So it's in that respect, it's kind of rough.
It's a little there is a map. There's not a whole lot of territory control stuff that I've seen. So look, I'm trying to establish if this is a Hyrule Warriors Empires game or not. Okay.
Right. Okay.
I don't think it is, but I don't know, man.
I mean,
it's definitely a Dynasty Warriors.
I chuckled for about 10 minutes at how ridiculous all the Breath of the Wild elements are and the way they crammed them into this game pretty shamelessly.
What about the first time you play as Impa and she's just like doing these ridiculous combos?
Her power is to just create like 5 clones of herself, so you actually have like 6 characters slashing hundreds of guys at one time instead of 1.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
And it's dumb fun. It's dumb fun if you just let yourself go.
Okay.
Just roll with it. Like the characters are what I liked about the first one is the character selection. There was a wide swath of characters and they were all kind of fun to play. So I'm looking forward to unlocking more in this one.
Is Lubu in there?
Damn it, I was trying to you beat me to it.
I don't know.
Got that Lubu?
I don't know if we've got a Lubu yet.
No Yellow Turban Rebellion.
Kind of. Yeah, there's a big guardian actually that you've got to run away from that you can't fight until like later in the level. That's right. There is a Lubu.
Wait, is that the Lubu thing? He's invincible at the top of the game?
Oh, he's a badass. You have
to work up to the Lubu fight.
Oh no, it's Lubu. It's Lubu.
Have you got any more characters yet?
No, I got Impa. I got Zelda now.
Oh, okay. Zelda's running around with my posse, but she's not playable just yet. But
she's not playable. She uses the Sheikah Slate. She's pretty cool.
I don't know, man. They baited me in with the Breath of the Wild stuff, but I don't know how much further I can go because it's really that.
Does the combat?
The combat is what you
like
make
Breath
of
of the Wild, or
you can totally just mash.
You can.
Y throughout the entire thing, but like I said, it's what you make of it. So if you hit Y twice and then hold X, you'll do a heavy attack at the end of it. If you continue to hold it and then release it at a certain time, it does another attack. So you're constantly engaged, during the combat sequence. It's not just mashing, but you can do that.
Like you lock onto the major enemies and like circle strafe around them, and like when you dodge at the last second, you straight up get the flurry rush prompts, just like in Breath of the Wild, and do that thing. Bunch of the special attacks are like magnesis, I think is the magnetic power.
Yeah, magnesis. There's the ice block and
the freeze power,
gravity,
the fancy
and bombs.
The blue magic bombs. Like those are all special attacks. Like it's kind of got that stuff, but it's
and everybody's got different magic spells and stuff. So it's also cool that you can switch to other characters on the fly. So if you've got one character that's on the other side of the map, you've got an objective over there, you can just quickly with the D-pad switch over to them. So you're not running through the entire map. So they've cut some of that stuff out.
Yeah, you can order the characters you're not playing to go to different parts of the map and do stuff. So there's that. But I don't know, man. Maybe I'll poke at it a little bit.
You don't hate it.
I don't hate it.
You don't hate it.
But it's that.
There's nothing to hate.
They're not
They're
bad.
never they're just aggressively the same in like 90% of the way.
Look, man, as a former Dynasty Warriors editor, let me tell you.
I will say that it's a good one of those.
Okay.
It seems like more interesting than most of those, honestly.
Yes.
They've got on a pretty hot streak of having those, because I remember the other Zelda one was held in a relatively high regard. The Fire Emblem one was pretty cool.
Yeah, people like Fire Emblem, sure.
But then you get the stuff like, what was the last one that I played? One Piece, actually. That was really bad. I did not like that one at all.
I was looking to see who developed this, and I could not find it in the game.
People saying the Attack on Titan one was pretty good.
Is it
Attack on Titan game was weird. It had some neat stuff because you could kind of zip around.
Yeah, there's some weird movement stuff.
Yeah.
That's fun.
Of course, it was developed by Omega Force.
I was going to say, isn't it just Omega Force? Like what?
They have an endless capacity to turn out Musou games.
Yeah,
they cannot make too many at one time. That's right. Yes.
And then fucking just pops out the top. And you're like, great, all right, ship it.
They just turn the Musou crank and they come popping out.
Crank.
Hundreds of
a
enemies.
little bit different than some of the other ones.
Hundreds of enemies come pouring out.
Yeah, there's the levels of quality in those games. Like I mentioned, the One Piece one, not fun to play at all. It doesn't look good, doesn't feel good. This, on the other hand, does look good and feel pretty good. So.
Yeah. It sure does look and sound like that thing. I mean, you're straight up picking up Korok seeds in the middle of missions, and even that is kind of the same.
Yep.
So
it's a performance. I mean, you
performance
said the performance is not great.
It's a little chunky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is a tad.
I guess part of it, like you said, it is kind of in contrast to new consoles coming out and all the other stuff. But do you think the Switch is starting to look a little old?
I don't know. I would argue that it kind of always was a little old.
Right.
When it came out. But,
sure.
It's just what they do with it that matters.
Right.
Like they're just kind of cramming a lot of enemies onto the screen with this thing. So.
Yeah.
I wonder if we're going to continue to see big third-party games coming out on the Switch.
Yeah.
Or as that shift to the new consoles happens, if they're going to back away from it rather than do the work to actually do a port.
But I understand why it would be harder, but I think the Switch is maybe a little more of a special exception just because it has sold so many.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the EA doesn't dump a bunch of EA is putting that bare minimum legacy edition FIFA out already on the Switch, aren't they? There was and EA is weird about Nintendo for the last couple of generations anyway. So maybe but it's that feeling of they did sell a ton of Switches, but those players aren't necessarily going out and buying a bunch of big third-party games. They're buying first-party games.
Buying the Switch, the Nintendo games.
I saw last week, Bethesda had to get out there and reiterate that Doom Eternal is still coming to the Switch because they canceled the physical release, and that refunded everybody's pre-orders for that version.
Yeah.
And they had to be like, no, we promise it's still coming out. It's just digital only. So, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That or you have a specific version of a game, like how the Monster Hunter games are. It's not going to be World. It's the it's the two offshoots headed to Switch.
Yeah, was Monster Hunter Stories is the one coming to?
That also ends up being a separate situation because of Yeah, because of how the Switch sells in Japan compared to other platforms and all the other stuff. Like it's kind of a different split there. So Monster Hunter is classically that handheld game anyway. So that's kind of a good fit there, I guess.
Plus, if you buy the rumors, there potentially will be a new Switch out next year.
I think that's kind of what I'm getting at. Is like, do you feel it?
Oh
yeah, sure, yes.
They've sold enough of the Switch now. They're gonna flip the Switch and sell some more.
To be fair, that big intro mission is on like
screen on the back.
The first big mission is like a huge open field with like as many people as they can cram on there just to make it flashy, and like the second mission's a little bit smaller and it runs better. So it's not it's not the whole game.
Yeah,
but yes, they are straining the capabilities of that thing for sure.
Yeah,
feels like it. Yeah.
So are y'all in for a new Switch? I guess.
Yeah. I want better battery life, and I'd take better graphics, but honestly, number one for me is battery life and no Joy-Con issues.
Oh yeah,
yeah.